Hello and welcome back to Anachronox. This is part 13 of the series. Now I have made one minor change. I've lowered the game audio a little bit because I've noticed for some particular reason when posting these to YouTube, the game audio starts overpowering the voice despite the fact that it seems to be audible just fine on Twitch. So I'm not sure what the difference is there, but hopefully this will help alleviate it. Also, I know I kind of promised we'd go towards the red light district today. However, there are some other things we actually need to clear up first while we're here on Sunder Station, and when we can go back to Anachronox. So we're going to clean those up first, and then go to the red light district, which will probably happen in the next episode, depending on how fast we get through this stuff. Don't worry, we will get there. You'll get to see Pile of Hunks, which I know you, all of you, are very eagerly awaiting. And we are going to swap out our party for Grumpos. Sorry, I should be reading this. Still your roll, Pops. Why Hephaestus? Hephaestus is the home of the Order of Mysterium, a sect of ascetic monks dedicated to the study of Mystech. They have an extensive library that may hold an all-important detail that will complete my work on the modular Mystech system. It appears that some type of Mystech have an array of slots built into them. I suspect an element can be placed into these slots which might allow us to modify the original functionality of the Mystech. But I need to know what that element is, and I'm sure the Mystech library in Hephaestus holds the answer. So we're going to Hephaestus or what? So we're going to say, you're convinced me, Pops, pack your bags, we're going to Hephaestus. It's the smart thing to do. And we aren't actually going to go to Hephaestus, because talking to him like that doesn't actually lock us into going. And Pal seems oddly stuck by the door there. We'll probably reset when we zone back in. There is one little side quest which Democritus can help with his tractor beam. And then we can grab Master Yammer for Grumpos. And then we will be heading back to Anachronox to clean it, to get some stuff that we couldn't get previously with Democritus' beam and a few other things. My swerver, where was it? Can I have it back? We would be happy to return it to you. What a stupid planet. I would have traded you for it, you big loser. But we're nice like that? Or something. Now I'm curious what we would have gotten for it. So yes, we're going to do the classic load save, try again. Fortunately, we're not very far in. And I'll get a chance to reread Grumpos' dialogue, which I accidentally started skipping through earlier on. So are we going to Hephaestus or what? Slow your roll, Pops. Why Hephaestus? Hephaestus is the home of the Order of Mysterium, a sect of ascetic monks dedicated to the study of Mystech. They have an extensive library that will hold an all-important detail that will complete my work on the modular Mystech system. It appears that some... yeah. Okay, so this is, now he's getting onto the explanation. Why? What do you think about getting that equipment for Ro? While Dr. Bowman's Mistech was glowing when Sunder got split in half, I'm sure there's a very important connection between the two. But right now our priority is the modular Mistech system. We have an opportunity to unlock a flexible, extremely powerful side of Mistech that no one has ever seen before. Besides being potentially very lucrative, it would give us the edge we need against whoever or whatever was powerful enough to split Sunder in half. So we're going to Hephaestus or what? And take him. Alright. Now to go get the plane for the boy again, and this time trade him for it. Because we're greedy little bastards. Or something like that. And yes, we're going to drop a save here. Otherwise known as Pet the Time Miner. Perhaps the trade is in order. All I got is this Bugaboo cartridge. It's okay if you're into historic gaming, I guess. Sucker. And actually that does give us a cartridge for our little game console back at Boots' apartment. Now, yammering time. And now I take a deep breath. These robes are sweet, kid. Majestic-like, awe-inspiring even. There's no denying it. You wear it well. No one can doubt your presence. But don't think for a minute lends a shard of credence to your otherwise tubby frame, my friend. My sister Lucille fell in with a sect of Berbulan Klazites during her junior year at Ludoswowski Community College, so I know all about the weight, size, distribution, how it relates to you devout types. Chant with me the canticles of Klaz, is what she would cry in nauseating exultation every time I saw her during that phase of her life, which is thankfully over. You don't ever want to see your sister perspiring with sweat beads of reverence. My folks were especially upset during that phase. When we went to pick her up at the starport for her holiday visits, we spent the whole time handing out pamphlets to the weak and littering crocus leaves in her shimmering wake. Now these Klazites she fell in with were low on cash, you know, on account of being Klazites and all. When they found themselves suddenly shineless, my sister, being the good and worldly girl that she was, didn't hesitate for a second in opening her home to them. Just imagine 13 exultant Berbulians crammed into a tiny dorm room. After a few hours, the place smelled like a Gregorian sweatshop on Labor Day. Once she spent an entire afternoon baking prayer crumb cakes for her Wonder Boys. You ever heard of a Klazite chant? Klaz apparently responds to Cortican prancers, seals, and heat. They had good hearts, but they were roaring mad. Berbulians have foam spouts that act up when they're all jammed up with excitements. All the Klazan walls were coated with the stuff. You try leaning against the wall and you were flat in your goose 1 second later. I'm not making sweeping generalizations here. I'm sure not every nut job bohickey with an antiquated belief system is a work of the devil. Irony aside, I'm just saying I'm not completely convinced your brains are as big as your habit. I've had enough of your bullshine. Brother Gnosticus. Interesting. During the course of your diatribe, you used the catechum tedium technique in conjunction with the Pensian fatigue bombardment. If you thought of throwing a mind fugue into the mix to undercut the interest level that might have been aroused by the mention of your sister. Sisters are always of interest. The filial connection is comforting to targets, especially women. You should try a professor or an instructor instead. Most people have bad associations with academia. Mentioning professor might remind them how bored they were in a past class. See where I'm going? Mentioning your sister, especially in her college years, brings lusty thoughts into my mind. I'm a monk after all. You broke the cardinal rule of persuasive yammering. Know your target. Still, I must admit your use of monadic dribble thought method was noteworthy. You show much promise. In exchange for teaching me your dribble thought technique, I will reveal to you my vocal support method. Agreed? You've piqued my interest, brother. It's a deal. Oh, joyous night. Let us begin the instruction. During which I assume Boots fell asleep. Yes, I see. Fuzzy predicate use is indeed underrated. Very well then, thank you, and don't forget to practice what I taught you. Master Yammer. So he's even better at chewing people's ears off. So this is their general travel system. There's Hephaestus. There's Sunder Station. And then there's Anachronox, which we will go to. So, one thing we can do, if you remember the couple times we've gone up and down this elevator, we've seen taco. So we're going to actually now grab that taco with Democritus. Just have to get in range, which would be level 3, without going past the, which of course we did before. Department is selected. That
caution. Entry on landing platforms may result in injury or death from engine exhaust.
There we go. Got a taco. Now we're going to find out where my cursor went. Rowdies to turn in the package that we got from Sunder. While we're here, hit the time winder. For whatever reason, the hour counter is ticked over to 0. I wonder if that's supposed to be a 12-hour clock based on game time? Nah, it wouldn't make much sense. Nothing actually changes based on that. May just be a glitch. Here, and we have Grumpos. We can grab that crystal that we wanted to get earlier. Mr. Gimp. Rignesween. I want to volunteer to be a human target. These robot tigers just don't capture the official keck of trauma on skin. Okay. Five by 5 by 5. Show to you. Huh? I see you are not making beef. This guy will leave me talk to Grumpus. Yes, by 5s. Ah, for 5s and friends, I do confess. Pentagonal prism. Oops. I gotta actually take the right path to get out of here. So we'll be able to meditate on that back at the Pay to Pray on Sunder Station. I'm seeing things. I always suspected your moronic behavior was just an act. I could kiss you. Our agents have been trying to penetrate Sunder for months. Now let's have a look-see at the package you found. It's a Meditic accelerator? What the hell is that? And why would Data want it? Well, I guess that's what our think tanks at headquarters are for. I'll let them worry about it. In the meantime, Dad's been using floaters as his personal couriers for months now. Their flying ability makes them perfect spies and perfect delivery boys. There's one in particular who's been super active in the area. Maybe you could convince him to cough some clues on Data's current activities. This little package pigeon likes to snack on bugs near the Anachronox transition tunnel. You might try there first. Oh, and here's a little something for hustling that last package to us. Hysteria Gold Shield Cell. Remember how to get into my inventory. We'll take a look at it. .28 NRG, 64 throughput 80. That is freaking awesome. He has poison. We didn't allocate any energy. Just wants apparently glitched, such that their shield rating went gone. The Coliseum's field cell, but re-equipping it seems to have fixed the issue. What we do need to do is propose some there we go. 32 NRG for a gloatant, which is more than we need at the moment. Interestingly enough, this guy's mistech seems to be glowing. Dim Jose. Man, am I glad I kept that mistech. You really turned my life around. A new job, new wife, hell, a new pair of kids. You're a real gent, Sly. Thanks a million. I love you. Okay. Can I click on her or not? Mistech. It's so beautiful. Wrong slide. Off to the Museum of Mistech because we can get a new skill for row there from the vendor at the top of the top of the museum. Looks like it's gotten busier. Mr. Havens, can you believe it? Something as innocuous as Mistech, full of so much power. Aunt Imelda kept one in the attic. I remember being attracted to it as a kid. I'd sneak up into the attic to look at it. The metal was strange. I looked like an adult in the reflection. Called her to find out if she still had it, but she sold it in a yard sale years ago. Martin's Indo. I don't believe any of it. It goes against physics, don't it? Why, they've been all locked up, huh? Why now they come to power? Don't make any sense. Thipper. I just wanted to see if it was true about the Mistech. I don't need to talk to him. But I am going to go upstairs. My grandmother had an antique slag on her dining table, tackiest thing you'd ever seen. When she heard Mistech was active, she tried to test it. She killed the cat. It was awesome. There's a fellow who worked here who always talked about playing the piano. Ever meet him? He was testing on a slag of Mistech when he blew his fingers off. He's going to get patched up at galas tomorrow. Unfortunately, although the biograph can give you new fingers, they're never as responsive as the originals. Can you spell musical death? Surely a connection exists between the destruction of the Sunder and the awakening of Mistech, no? How can it be a coincidence? Only a fool would think so. If the destruction of Sunder is the price we must pay for the awakening of Mistech, let Cortica be next. Stephen, you're in front of people. Can't I be swept up in the moment? You ought to try it sometime, you cold bastard. He gets this way sometimes. Don't smack him. Incredible, isn't it? This is how Crisimo Kilumbi must have felt coming over the event horizon and seeing the Marigo shores for the first time. Wow. That's a bit of a stretch. And we've already read this. This changes everything. How we think, how we live, how we see the world. How many other scientific fields must this affect? How many assumptions about the universe must we rethink? What an incredible wrinkle in the body of opinion this has become. Too bad the major thinkers of our time are all gone. Let's see. How can I help you? Buy or sell? The theories of Azagan. And we have 12,000 cash. Get that? Tries to poison target. Good. Fair. We already have one. Let's grab a few more gloatants. Just because because now that we're going to start using energy a little more, we're probably going to need to replenish it eventually. Off to Zordo's, where we will commence with the bind, as well as swiping something using the tractor beam. Oh yes, and talk to this guy. Wonderful, wonderful work. And I need a complete set of all 8 Petri working in this sector. Hopefully that now gave us credit for 2 more. Alright, and we don't actually need that anymore. We turned in the quest of the detective. There it is. I wish the quick zone for each of these guys was a little bit bigger. That does... Shield 16, so it's less of a shield, but it gives you more Mystic power. But it's actually not any better or worse than that one, at least in terms of shield wise. So, got that. Yeah, they're not even looking at it. They can't, they don't look if they can't use it. Pre-owned shield cell, we've got some, actually let's switch to cell. I'm gonna hold on to most of the Mistech until we get to the modular system. So, Pal thinks it's okay, probably because it's equivalent to what he's got, which I believe is what okay means. Pre-owned shield cell, of course, we don't need, because we've got better now for everybody. Right? Pal thinks it's okay. Yeah, nobody likes it. Oh, we can sell the spike head. We can sell the 3-beam. plenty of heel grease. And 58 heel press. Yeah, that'll last us for a while. I'm going to make let's see. I'm going to make sure that we actually have 3 of each of these items. The reason being is that way our entire party can equip them if we need them for a particular reason. There's no reason to get more than that because you can only have 3 in your party at one time anyway, and you should have a chance to swap those all out. So, bye. Right, Anachronox area is probably a good place to go next, where we're supposed to be looking for that floater for the resistance. One is in the flop house, so that's on the way. Or the flop house isn't on the way, but the Anachronox area is. And before I forget, let's get this done. Master track. We don't have master track there. We'll have to come back then. Rico. How sad you cannot appreciate the burst of flavor from 2 minutes of the tickling of tarsi down your throat, or the simple pleasure of sucking honeydew from a bug's anal 15 seconds. I don't think I want to know, thank you. Listen, you big gadfly. Chuck the chit and spill the beans on Deada's Harry's projects, or you're going to find my knuckles twisted deep in
is not liable for injury or
Dead is my benefactor. He is the savior of the AOI. He is the only landlocked creature on Anachronox who lends an ear to the plight of floaters.
Transition complete.
On the other hand, you have a Vistan octagon pointed directly at my parapract. If you insist on knowing, Deada's men are meeting in the privacy lounge of Flank's Frop House in an hour. Now put away your gun and let me return to spitting out fascicles in peace. Off to the flop house, where we can give Wonder a bracelet, and we can also check on this little. Why my words escape me. Checking on this meeting with Data, and where we will be able to get the Rockets instead. 25th. We're not doing anything bad, we're just standing here. Von Gerbler, leave us alone, man. Okay. Which is probably a sure sign that you are doing something. Dramatic elevator time. Again. Frank's House, right. In we go. Ambassador Ashdown. I must be dreaming. Can it be? Has my own home planet come to take me back into its fold? I've discovered so much since I left good Democritus. The forms of government throughout the universe are quite varied and wonderful. The fluvia of Tentac 10 practice a psychic oligarchy unsurpassed in its swiftness of legislation. The revolving door metrocracy of the Baruvan Triumvirate Senate is as flexible a system of government this galaxy has ever seen. Even the corporate socio-democratic techno-monarchy of Eastern Cortica is extremely effective, albeit in a fairly limited scope. When I left the democratic shores of our fair planet, it was not a combination of our current system of government, but an effort to broaden the horizons of our politics. If it so pleases the High Council, I would like to present a lecture on advanced techniques in the art of the possible. After careful consideration, we kindly accept your generous offer. Your openness to new ideas is commendable, honorable sirs. In conclusion, you will find the recess an invaluable tool in staving off administrative lassitude. Thank you for this opportunity to assist the Council in its search for political perfection. Master level tractor. If I remember correctly, she's in here. You know what? While we're here, either you come to pay what you owe me, or you're here to die. Settle down, girl. I'm here to compensate you for your efforts. You are? Of course you are. I just wasn't expecting it. I should have given you more credit. I guess I've had an adversarial relationship with life ever since I left home. I guess thanks is what I mean, little bastard. Since I failed the job, I don't expect all the fee, but 200 loonies would pay for a good wound welding at Gallus. Here you are, my brave girl. 200 loonies on the spot. Come on, Dee. Let's get you out of this flea pit. The right thing. Imagine that. Wanda was in it must be outside in one of the other areas. We'll have to poke around. Not necessarily on camera, but... Oh. Let's say before we go down to see Data's meeting. Guard. Is Data willing to meet our asking price? Of course. He spares no expense when it comes to the privacy of his own home, especially now. And he'll continue to push the Anachronox campaign on the streets and behind the scenes, mate. Then it's settled. Pack squads will begin patrolling one gate within the week. I'd better get back to Mardoman before they finalize the deal and catch me sneaking around. This isn't Wanda down here, is it? Nope. The guy's been back here. I kinda miss him. Whatever you say, you were kinda complaining about him earlier. not Wanda either. Need anything else? Now recipe calls for germinating tongue spores. Impossible. Up. Ducko. Yeah, I know the guy. He does business with the casino. What is it to you? Must be reference from one of our earlier missions where we were looking for like a gold. Oh, because we were trailing him. Right. My game's gone. I'm finished. Oh, that happened years ago. Lost a roll of quarter cash to Barracuda Joe last night. I can't explain it. I just couldn't concentrate on my cards. You were thinking about me. I don't trust myself anymore.
Transition complete.
Can, however, this. Master track. The difference between skill level 1 and 2 are a number of members that will attempt to vote your proposal down and the speed at which they do this. The handicap that you have for the skill level is lit. It's now lit under master only recess button. If it gets to a point where all members have arisen and you need a break, you can hit the recess button and force all members to sit back down to give you a small delay to rest until the next objection. Be frugal with this bonus feature. You only hit the recess button once each attempt, so make sure it counts. Let's try again. Must be it. I think we got it that time. Yep. Deada's bringing packs to one gate? Oh, this changes everything. We barely have enough manpower to mount an invasion of Deada's fortress as it is. If Pax is involved, we can forget it. I'll have to notify Marina immediately. Thanks, Boots. Thanks to you, we just averted a major disaster. Here. Rapid wristlet. Nox guards are bad enough without having the extra muscle of those glorified rennet cops to deal with. Why did I completely blank out on what we just got? Increased beat speed 2 levels in battle. That's useful. These guys are new. Margoth, go spit, punk. I'm busy. Do you see how big I am? Guy half your size, wipe the floor with you. Imagine what I'll do. I'm running out of windows to throw you out of, so back off. I should sweep all the glass with your face. Talk to me again and my knife's gonna talk to your pancreas. Get me? Take it somewhere else, Boots. Petitia. Ain't he neat? Tenements, I think. There's a little bit of running time because there's a tiny little side quest in here, I think. Champer. He's gone. My little critter is gone. 1 second I was checking out a Jane walking by in a Medusa skirt. Next thing you know, my little poopy has vanished. Looked everywhere for him. If you can find him for me, I'll give you a 500 loony reward. Poliznar. It's easy to keep warm now. Are they still beating up this guy down here? Yep. So,
Warning, transition major plate section C, D, E, and F will commence in 15 seconds.
Oops. Wrong button.
Please keep area clear. The district of South Anachronox is not liable for injury or death resulting from plate transition. Stand by.
Of course, all the fights in here will be really easy. see Democritus kick butt. Well, assuming he gets a chance, which if Boots keeps going first, he's not going to get a chance. Or they could have upgraded themselves. Oh. Undefined hot button state. This should not be visible. That's basically the he's dead, but he just doesn't know it yet state. This could work. And Boots leveled up. Poopy's lifeless husk. There is also another heel grease in here that we can get with Democritus's tractor beam. As the camera slips outside the battle arena. Ow. Take out the little guy. Probably should have used a heel grease. Oh well. Because you aren't going to be in range to get heel grease unless... Ah, dang it, that's the wrong direction. What is your ability? Tractor hold. Use a plus. Because I moved him to the wrong location. Not in range yet. Bag, no! Stop shooting the planet! Is Democritus actually lower level than most of the rest of them? Is that part of the problem? It's 3 levels under. Not technically too bad. We'll try your tractor hold just because. Not sure what that did, if anything. Unfortunately, it's the one with a beating range of the Democritus. Chance to try. To get 3 more healeries, which Democritus will use. Some extra. There it is. And now back we go. This is the way out. Looks like we're not going to quite make all the side stuff here on Anachronox before the end of the episode, because we do want to grab some more Mistech, which now is in the Mistech tunnels, which will, you know, push us through a little bit more combat. But once that's done, we will be mostly ready to head into the road tubes. Oh no! My poor Poopy. What happened to you, sweetheart? Didn't I tell you this would happen if you ran off like that? You weren't ready for the world. $500 for killing your pet. Oh yeah. Master Yammer. Krampus needs a lot of air to perform his Yammer. You must help him fill his lung at just the right time. Whenever you see a lung expand, this is all the same directions. Can't keep it up with 2 lungs at once? Try the new double arrow button, the up or down arrow keys. Okay?
Attention Major, Section C, T, commence in 15 seconds. Please keep the district of South Anachronox.
Grumpus. I was once like you. I was once a master of my profession. In my day, you did what you had to do. Me, I had to clean off gutter cars. Not the most pleasant work, but it beats the slime shift on the honey wagons, you know. No chocolate and lemon juice detail for me. I'd be knee-deep in lunch chunks before my shift was over. Gutter cars, as I'm sure you've read in the literature, are the means of travel of which all gastropod races in Cortica sort of a little 10-tac-10, if you will. All these races excrete a slimy substance from their underbelly so as not to harm the soft flesh as they travel over coarse terrain. Well, they don't stop the exudation when riding through the travel gutters under the city, so when they step out of their vehicles, it's akin to piercing a balloon filled with mucus and old milk. Of course, as gutter car cleaner, and I'm on my knees with a couple of stiff towels and a ladle. I'd look up at the stars through the dripping sluice pipes, dream of another world, another day, where I make one different choice and I would have led a different life. Where I could sit naked on a meadow, rubbing my rotund little belly, cleaning out the toe jam from my hairy little feet with a stalk of grain. I'd relax, humming a tune I didn't quite know, feeling the breeze tickling my goose. Overhead, flocks of delicate sleigh birds would wing, calling each other, a graceful V in the sky, each eyeing at the world at a grand whole. To them, a simple natural life of flight and feeding, of grace and nourishment. But then I'd awaken from that world, look down at the my crust accumulated on my boots, cursing the thought that morning that even... Oh man, I missed that. Yeah, I recall working 4 shifts in a row once. Very traumatic. I'd forgotten my knee pads that day, and my skin bloodied. Then worse through that my patellas came right off. You know, kneecaps are actually kind of cute when you get to look at them. Some nearby gutter rats were feeding on the exudate, so I caught a couple and made a little hats for them out of my patellas and some knee pad strips. Just darling. I have some pictures if you'd... Clash, shut up. That's it. I'm gonna shove this bug in your damn mouth. Cobalt crawler. Which, if it's what I think it is actually not useful just yet. I don't see the cobalt crawler. Alright, it's probably not showing because we can't actually utilize it quite yet, but it will be useful later. We go to the Mistec tunnels. And at that point, I'm going to cycle the stream as we're hitting up on our hour. Next time, we will continue and run through part of the Mistec tunnels to grab some Mistec, and then it's back to Sunder for a minor detail or two before going off to the red light district, which I'm sure you guys are all wanting to go to. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.